Would you look at that? I forgot to turn my microphone on. Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of Flash Zellow, Fiction Done Fast, a show where I take a bunch of writing prompts from my friends and turn them into one-page short stories for your entertainment. And also the show where we turn the camera around and show Utah and all of its snowy, oh god, it sucks. Not my fave, but looks very pretty from here. So, how is everybody doing today? Hanging in there? No, can't hum that. Christmas is over. How did I have this set up before? I think maybe it was there. Gotta move it over so I have access to all of my screen as I try and balance doing Twitch streaming and everything else I'm trying to do on one monitor. But we fortunately don't have anywhere to go, so nice enough just to watch the snow come down. The stray cats are not loving this weather. Right, honey?
Nope. Not thrilled.
The stray cats are not thrilled. Who would have guessed? So, I should probably have pulled my windshield wipers up.
I did it for you this morning.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. We never did get sandbags for your Mustang.
Nope.
Oh. Alright, well, enough of that. Let's just dive right into it, shall we? Let's see. So, we still have a fair number of prompts from Veramat's Christmas dump. We got a few more yesterday. Oh, and there was one. Let me try and find that. Where was it? After a bit of back and forth, June Harper remembered enough of a prompt for me to add it here. Alright, let's just jump into the prompts we got, read through them, see what we're working with. Okay. So, we have, from Veramat89, the most traumatizing bedtime story ever told. What's unfortunate about this prompt is it already exists, and it's a Ninja Sex Party song. It's bedtime, it's fucking bedtime. Because, like, the most traumatizing bedtime story ever told, it's one of those, like, it's a question of what traumatizing means to you. Because, like, I mean, especially for kids, but it's like, sure, you could tell the Human Centipede as a bedtime story, and it would be traumatizing. And in fact, I am still trying to purge the memory of that movie. I've never even seen it. Just the concept, I would be much happier in my day-to-day life if I just didn't know it existed, because that's gross, and it's supposed to be gross, and it's just not really my thing. So, like, it really is the question of, like, well, again, what do you mean by traumatizing? Because you could go for the gross out. And that's, an option. But it's never. I mean, if you've been around to listen to enough of my stories at this point, I don't really think that that's quite my style, And that's been one of the fun challenges of these prompts, is finding a way to marry, what I write with the prompts I'm given. Because, there's something to be said about, stretching and trying new things, but understand where you are best equipped to tell a story. I'm not George R. R. Martin or Frank Herbert, I'm not super great at balancing a big cast, but they actually tend to be pretty good at it. I'm also not, I just finished reading like V. Schwab, and she's really good with language in a way that it's just not, I could probably get to an approximation with some time and effort, but I believe that that's probably just something that she's kind of naturally, like that's a bit of a natural gift, and she's built, because I think that's one of the things we all do as storytellers, is we have kind of natural gifts that we then kind of build around. Some people it's character, some people for me it's plot. So, moving on. What's some connection between a Mossad agent who's seen it all, two surfer dudes who think they invented the Ponzi scheme, a leprechaun in a 12-step program, and the world's largest hairball? Yeah, I think this one's just to fuck with me. Veramet89 also gave us, do you know why I pulled you over, sir? You were doing 40 in a 25 mile per hour zone. What's that? You really have to take a shit? Well then, it would be cruel of me to detain you any longer. Pulls out a bag of potato chips and begins slowly munching. License and registration, please. Scientists examine a zoological oddity, a reindeer with a bioluminescent nose. Snowplows are one street over. Probably be coming through here not too soon. Not too soon? Whatever. Scientists examine... Wait, I think I just read that. Did I read that one? What? What? Scientists examine a zoological oddity, a reindeer with a bioluminescent nose. I think I just read that, but whatever. New Year's morning, at first you think there must be some kind of mistake, but as the day progresses, you realize the awful truth. 2020 has begun again. The Earth has stopped spinning. In the apocalyptic wasteland that ensued, only one man can make a difference. His name is Quokka Johnson. And then Scarlet Fury gave us a mouse searching for crumbs on Christmas night. And Atanshi gave us an alien abducts a person wanting to eat an alien. And Dune Harper, let's see, trying to remember a prompt that Scarlet Fury said he'd remember. We were talking about a fae that steals unimportant memories. When one gets out of control, you end up with a person with Alzheimer's, or something to that effect. Heavy! That's heavy. That's... Oh fuck, that's just heavy. Alright. What are we gonna do first? It's been time. So did Scarlet Fury ever make it into the chat? Said she was on her way a couple of minutes ago. I don't know how long that normally takes. I'm trying to get internet connection on my Packard Bell, my Hewlett-Packard from 1992. She's got a hand crank and everything. Anyways, old computers, or like computers as they age out, it's such a strange thing. Okay, not that it's important to anybody or anything, but I'm A, waiting to see if she pops in, and B, I remember reading a Twitter thread from some people who do like digital archivist stuff, and one of the things they talked about is a lot of things on the internet are being lost because whatever like the codex was, codec. Well, okay, I look. I got a bachelor in. Wait, no. Is it a bachelor? It's a bachelor in theater arts. Like, this is way, way, way outside my area. But whatever was necessary for them to access and look at that information is gone. Basically, the key is gone. So you've got just these vast swaths of graveyards of information that are being lost, and that's not just some like, oh well, back in the day. This is still happening. I just think that's interesting. Maybe there's a story in that. I don't know. If there is, I haven't thought of it. Oh, there goes a kit. Oh, she's gone. Wow, she zoomed fast. I was gonna turn the camera. So she was over there. So if she comes back, maybe you'll catch a sight of her. Okay, what prompt? Also, I just got weirdly a little excited because this is this 98th story we've done. That's kind of cool. Like, 100 is obviously the, oh, we hit 100, but still. So, let's see. So, we've got... It's one of those prompts that I always think it's interesting to see. For anyone who's new or doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm a very neurotic outliner. It's really just... It's halfway between, just the way my brain works and kind of a crutch. But, it's always interesting to see how prompts can be broken up into, like, okay, most of the time a prompt is either going to be just the introduction or the introduction and the complication. In this case, it's just a mouse searches for breadcrumbs on Christmas night. So, part of the, my job, I guess. It's not how big money at this. Someone want to throw some money at me, that's fine. But, yeah, it's interesting to kind of, these are usually the more, and actually now that I think about it, Scarlet Fury does tend to kind of throw me more introductory based prompts. And there's nothing, there's no moral judgment associated with that. It's just interesting. So, let's see what we got. Or more accurately, let's see what we can do. I keep forgetting that the camera is facing toward the snow and not toward me. Also, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I hear a very angry boy. Hi. Oh no, that might be some kids down the street.
An actual boy.
Oh, that's good. Glad somebody's out there enjoying it. The snow, I mean. Wait, I just noticed the chat. What you trying to say? Wait, what? I missed. What were we talking about? This is about the prompts? I said I wasn't trying to say nothing. I'm not trying to start shit. But if I was, I'd win. I'm just saying. read You Wish and I just flashed back to Chamber of Secrets. Scared, Potter. You wish. Anyways. This is how my brain works, is I experience real life and my brain is just like, you wanted this movie reference, right? And it's like, sure, brain. I accept it. Top 10 comebacks of all time. I feel like we're being overly charitable to the Harry Potter films. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to take it away from you, but I'm not entirely convinced that I would put that in the top 10 comebacks of all time. I'm not even sure I would have put it in the top 10 comebacks of all time at the time when I saw it, when I was, 11? How old was... When did Chamber of Secrets come out? Is that 2002?
I don't know.
2002. Oh, why do I know these things? So I googled top 10 comebacks, and it's there's a YouTube video, but it's just got a thumbnail from The Big Lebowski. It's the, yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man. And I am inclined to agree that possibly is the greatest comeback of all time. I fucking love that movie. This was one of those stories that by the end of it, I was like, oh, I need more space. I need more time. It's fine. So, this one is Scarlet Fury's A Mouse Searching for Crumbs on Christmas Night. Hope Scarlet Fury's still in the chat. Yeah, let's just jump into it. It's so frustrating to be like, oh, I'm so close, but that's how it goes sometimes. Mackenzie Mouse should never have left the safety and warmth of his house. It was dry and warm, and, well, it was home. What it wasn't, though, was stocked with food. Every Christmas, Mackenzie could remember in his admittedly short mouse life, food had been plentiful. There had been dozens of feet to avoid, sure, and many prying eyes or sniffing dogs, but food. Hi, Scarlet Fury. This Christmas was only his 2 regular human roommates, because of COVID. And with only 2 humans, there was no need for them to cook as much delicious food, and with less delicious food, there were fewer crumbs left for Mackenzie. Those crumbs were vital to getting through the rest of the winter, as Mackenzie scurried along the baseboards, careful to stay out of sight. Even though the humans had long gone to bed, a new sensation began to take hold, completely opposite to holiday cheer. Mackenzie Mouse was scared. If he couldn't find crumbs to take back to his mouse hole, he didn't know what he'd do, what he could. Mackenzie came to a stop in front of the big door. Big for him, at least. It seemed perfectly suited to his human roommates. Next to the door was an empty garbage can. Maybe if he could get to the trash bags outside, there'd be food inside them? He had to try. So he worked at the corner of the door and the floor, struggling and wiggling and twisting, and with a pop, he was suddenly falling. He bounced down several steps and came to a stop. Oh, he said. Ow, he said. Then he looked around. He'd come to a stop in a small pile of snow midway down the stairs. It was cold and wet and still coming down. But no matter where he looked, he saw no sign of the trash bags. He turned back to the door, but in this weather, there'd be no climbing the stairs. He was trapped outside in the cold and the snow. Hello, came a friendly mouse voice from down the stairs. You're Mr. Mouse? I'm Mrs. Mouse. Would you like some crumbs? Mackenzie stared at her and broke out in a big grin. So there you go. You got a mouse story. With a very rushed ending. So cute? Good. I am glad you found cute. If I was to tackle that one again, I think I would try and lean more into the immediate rest. That way I could have a little more time to introduce Miss Mouse. It's a very strange culture. They all have one last name, and it always has to be alliterative with Mouse. And their first name has to be alliterative with Mouse. Alright, let's see what else we've got today. This is now our... I was kind of hoping to take the anthropomorphic angle. How do you mean? Like more Stuart Little than Mouse Hunt? Or like Ralph the Mouse? We gotta set our parameters. What do you mean by anthropomorphic? humanize them? Like, in what way were you thinking though? Like, putting them in clothes, like rescuers down, rescuers down under. Um, I felt like, because I mean, I did think about that a little bit, and I'm not sure if I'm kind of on the same wavelength, like the way you did it. Okay, that's kind of I was debate. I wanted to do it in such a way where it was, you were in the mouse's kind of perspective, and I guess they're speaking in there's. I wanted it to look like how it would look to people, um, but I could have done Stuart Little looking for crumbs. That would have been a very different story. And now that I'm just thinking about Rescuers, my God, I love those movies. It's been a real long time since I've seen either of them, but I really was so fond of those movies as kids. Wait, movies as a kid. Okay. So, what I was kind of talking about earlier, less Stuart Little, more Secret of Nim, minus the creepy. Oh, that's another one there's a lot of mouse-related content, isn't there?
Yes.
There are a lot of mice running around here. I had completely forgotten about Secret of Nim. It just slipped my mind. Yeah. Secret of Nim. Man, there was a wild swing. Just let's be I don't know if anyone knows the story of Don Bluth, but Don Bluth worked for Disney, and then after Disney passed away, he wasn't a fan of the direction the company was going, so he basically packed up and took a bunch of animators with him and was like, we're gonna continue on more in Walt's vision. And they gave us Secret of Nim was, I think, their first movie. And then, go on and, just a track record, man, of weirdly traumatizing children's movies. It's like, I mean, in ways that just, I don't think anyone's quite matched. Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven. Oh shit, there's another one, American Tail, It had a very distinct style. I want to say When We're Back was also them. I think so. So, man. And those were, definitely my childhood. It's always funny when I end up in conversations where I'm like, I missed most Disney movies, but I saw almost every Don Bluth film, and I turned out fine. Anyways... Great Mouse Detective is another mouse movie. Yeah. Oh, Radigan, you have no right to be as weirdly attractive as you are. Is that Vincent Price? Yes. Just the first time I guess when I say attractive, I mean the sexual tension between Radigan and what, Basil?
Yeah.
Basil of Baker Street? Oh, there goes the snowplow. No, definitely the first time you can look back and be like, the hero and villain of this story, they're gay for each other, right? There's some tension here. He said about the children's mouse movie. But I'm also not entirely off base here because a lot of Sherlock adaptations have gone down that exact route. So I'm not pulling this out of my hat. I was thinking about a rabbit. I need to stop. Anyways. I've never actually seen it. Wait, you've never seen The Great Mouse Detective? Oh. That makes me sad. I really like that movie. Huh. Well, anyway. Add it to your list. Get to it whenever you can, someday. So the thing I was gonna say, kind of in what we talked about before, of looking at this prompt, and this is actually the first 3 steps of the 5-act process. Of do you know why I pulled you? So Travis is pulled over for doing 40 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, but complication, he really has to take a shit. Therefore, the cop pulls out a bag of potato chips and begins fucking with him. But so I mean, we've got 3 out of the 5. Parts of the story structure contained already in the prompt, and that's actually, I think, one of the harder things about Veramat's prompts is that so many of them come with so much content already. It becomes more a puzzle of how do I fit this idea into the space allotted than, cool, what happens next? Because at this exact moment, I don't know what happens next. Like, cool, he starts eating. All right. Hope everybody's ready for this one. So, yep. So, we've got the prompt from Viramat was, do you know why I pulled you over, sir? You were doing 40 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. What's that? You have to take a shit? Well, then it would be cruel of me to detain you any longer. Pulls out a bag of potato chips and begins slowly munching. License and registration, please. So I took that, and here's what I wrote. You ready for this, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? The red and blue lights flashing in Travis's rearview mirror were the last thing he wanted to see right now. Shit, he said. Fuck, he said. God fucking damn it, he said. Yet in spite of his cursing, the police car did not spontaneously vanish. Travis clenched every muscle tight and pulled over to the side of the road, trying to ignore the pain happening in his gut. He just had to hold out a little bit longer. The police officer sauntered over at a leisurely pace. Fuck, dude, please. He rolled down his window and placed his hands on the steering... Travis rolled down his window and placed his hands on the steering wheel, gripping it tight, but not too tight. He didn't want to look suspicious. License and registration, please. Travis obliged. Do you know why I pulled you over, sir? Travis shook his head. You're doing 40 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. Are you all right, sir? Travis looked down and mumbled, I have to poop. What's that? I really have to take a shit, Travis bellowed. The cop stared at him. You really have to take a shit? Travis stared up at the cop and nodded slowly, trying to clench his entire body. Well then, it would be cruel of me to detain you any longer. So I can go? Travis asked, practically begging. The officer looked back over his shoulder with a grin. No. The agony Travis felt over the next 40 seconds knew no equal, as he drove his weight into his car seat to try and keep everything sealed up tight. The cop walked back, a bag of potato chips in hand. He munched on them slowly. Want one? Gotta wait while we run your plates. Travis glared at the bastard's stupid, smug, punchable face. If this is how he wanted to play it, fine. Travis met the cop's gaze with a defiant smile and relaxed every muscle in his body. What was that, honey? Nothing else to add? God. So yeah, that's honestly, when I started writing this one, there was only one question. It was, does he shit or does he not shit? Well, anyways, also, I'm gonna be completely honest, I definitely started picturing Travis from Critical Role. Just that mental casting of poor Travis Willingham. What have I done to him in this short story? Well, there you have it. Again, I don't know, it's been taking me a bit longer to get through these stories since Christmas, but I told you I'd bring it up. No, But we got through our 2 stories. Not too terribly long, but, you know, we did it. So, yeah. And then, oh, yeah, so today's Monday, so we won't be back until Friday, although, yeah, I think I will hold off on that. I was thinking about adding a day because of losing Christmas and just adding that day back in somewhere in the schedule, but I don't think I'm going to do that this week. So, you know, and that's fine. I can add it at some other point. So, alright. Well, I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I think I got everything set up. So, alright. I will be back on Friday. Same time, approximately, give or take, however I'm feeling, what time we have lunch, whatever's happening. Do you work on Friday?
Yeah.
Great. Alright, well, either way, I'll be back on Friday. So, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. No heroes in what's left of 2020, and no heroes going into 2021. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Bye.